Hello everyone, my name is Shivam Saini. I'm currently in second year of NITI and I'm here to talk about my journey here, why I ended up doing my own startup and what I have to talk to you about what you should do or shouldn't do when you are trying to do your own startup in a college environment. So first I will talk about NITI. NITI, as we all know, is known for supply chain operation. It's the best college in our country for this domain. And when I came here, I obviously knew about this, but I also knew about one fact about college, about our college, that it supports students who want to do their own startup by giving a policy of deferred placements. So when I was joining MBA, I was looking for these kind of things where colleges will support myself if I want to do my own startup during my stay at campus itself. So when I landed in NITI and we had our induction, so I seen a video. I seen Professor T Prasad interacting with the students during induction, and he talked about why and how NITI supports students during SIP itself if they want to opt out of SIP and want to do their own startup, and also he talked about deferred placement. And it gave me a bit of confidence that if I do this kind of thing in the college environment, then the faculty and the administration will support me. So I had seen the environment of the college for 1 month or so in June to July, and I understood that if I start doing something on my own, then this college will help me and support me in doing so. And after interacting with some of my friends, I decided to opt out of SIP process and start working on my own ventures. Some of the ideas I had were brewing inside me, and I was looking for partnerships, relevant partnership to start my own venture. So in August, I decided to opt out of SIPs even before any shortlist was coming from any companies. So I approached Professor T Prasad, who was entrepreneurship faculty. I was told this is the way to go about here, and he helped me to opt out of the placements. And from there he acted as my mentor, and then I started working on my own startup. So my journey and my work started in September. So at that time I didn't have much idea where to go, whom to approach, how to build partnership, how to arrange for vendors if I need for any work for my startup. So everything was haywire, I have to admit that. But I had a few ideas which I really wanted to work about. So one was of a hyper local delivery, which I wanted to start around Powai area. And I was researching about that in September to October, how to start a pilot about it, around it. But I came to know that there is a similar company, Super Daily, working on a similar idea in a similar location. And it was not possible for me to pursue that idea because it didn't make much sense. So then I moved to a altogether different idea, which seems a bit strange to others, but it is dear to me because I have seen and I have felt for people around me that it can provide a real value if I start doing something about it, and that is mental health. My philosophy was, if a person's mental health or mental psyche is good, then he can probably do everything good about his life. And so I thought that it's a great value to provide to a customer, and I, with the help of an experienced psychologist, I will tell later how I met her and how I go about building partnership with her, and a developer, started my venture Library, which was a mental health startup. The aim of ours was to start a prototype in which we provide counseling services online by call, text and video. And this is the way we go about starting it. And the research work went for a few months, from December to December to Feb. So these 3 months were spent on doing the market research, who are our competitors, how I can build partnership, and how I can start this at a very smaller scale. I have to also see the legal regulation around that, and that took a bit of time because before entering I want to make sure that I am not doing something which is beyond any kind of rules and regulations. So I have to see that about that, because mental health is a very sensitive topic. And after that, when I knew that I can go about it, I have talked to many psychologists online, via LinkedIn and face to face also. So I made my strategy. First part of my strategy was to make a functioning website which would deliver the modules I want to deliver. For example, text chat and a system where I can anonymously provide call-based counseling also. So when I had done my all market research, I have seen all the regulations of my domain. I started going after partnership. I wanted a psychologist on my team, and that was a tremendously difficult task because I can't find such person in Neeti. I have to venture out of the campus. I had to contact people on LinkedIn. I had to meet some new people, and then only I can find some person who is willing to do a startup and who is also a psychologist and also experienced. So it was a very difficult criteria to find such a person. That was a big challenge. So even when I started, for example, 1 April, the SIP time was started, I had website almost ready, but I had yet to find such experienced psychologists. Only on 10th of April I was able to do that. So the process I followed was I was contacting people on LinkedIn, contacting psychologists on LinkedIn, what is my value proposition, what I want to start, and also I was putting the job postings on various job sites. So in that job sites, when my shortlisting resume, I was looking for two kind of people. One who will act as a counselor, a part-time counselor on platform. Second, who are much more experienced and can help in managing part also. So from LinkedIn, I was not able to get much traction, any person who was willing to do work with me. But on the job posting, when I contacted one of the psychologists, she was willing to participate as a partner with me. And that was the real deal. From job posting, I was able to find a partner with me to work with, and that was quite interesting. And the thing was, it was not me who was approaching her with that value proposition. She herself, when I was talking to her over the call, told me that she will like to do a bigger role in my startup. So it was, you can say, it was perfect deal for us, and we started working on it. We started working on free model from May. And I was first giving referrals to my friends and relatives to try this platform and give me personal feedback. With the help of personal feedback, we built upon the platform, and from June to almost end of October, we continued our startup. And there we conducted around 200 plus counseling sessions, which were varies from text counseling to chat counseling or call counseling. And from that we generated enormous amount of feedback, and we understood the motive was to build a prototype, gain maximum amount of feedback, and learn what better we can propose, what better we can build, which will compete with the existing player, because in this domain there are existing players, but we have to learn what from the feedback what we can build better. So by the start of the November, I started participating in various investment competitions, including the Navkriti competition held in Avartan. And from there I started getting contacts with various investors. So the deal was the thing which stopped my journey of pursuing my startup was that my partners, one developer and one psychologist, they were getting better job opportunities. One were getting a job opportunity in Nagpur and one in Bangalore. So I didn't have any team to pursue to the So investors wanted to contact obviously with every partner of my startup. So, but I was not able to bring together them again. The only problem was that we were a bit late in gaining traction and understanding where should we put forward our journey. And due to that delay, people were looking in my startup team were looking for other opportunities. Similarly, I had also told them that if we did not gain enough traction by November, I will also move to my final placements. So we happily parted our ways. Although I could have pursued it to investment team, I didn't have my startup team at that time. So that made me make the decision to sit for the final placements. Whatever work I had done in the during my startup, I curated my CV according to that, and I had belief in me that if I go about talking to interviews and clearly justifying my value proposition, that what I will bring with the help of the experience, I think I will be able to crack the interview and also provide the value to organizations wherever I will be able to join. So in month of December, I started preparing for final placements, and my batchmates were a great help to me because I had not taken part in SIP, and starting first time in any kind of interview process is a big deal for a fresher. So I started preparing. I was going through the normal routine everyone do here at NITI when preparing for placements. You have to have a knowledge of supply chain and operations, and besides that, if you are from a particular domain, you have to you have done any kind of SIP from any kind of company in any domain. You have to have thorough knowledge of that too, because most probably you will be getting placements in that domain. Because I have done my own startup, I have built a product, so I thought that the best kind of positioning for me would be of a product manager. Probably the product managers are more experienced guys, so more experienced guys are given chances, but I was seeing that many companies are coming with product manager profile, and because I have done some kind of work around that, I will be the guy who they will be willing to shortlist. So I was confident about that. So my preparation strategy was clearly divided into two parts. First was what my batchmates were doing, and from in that I got tremendous help from them. So first was supply chain operations. We have to follow the regular textbooks and notes we have about that. And second was preparing for what work I have done, understanding and creating a presentation of how I can make interviews understand how I will provide value to them with the experience of my own startup, and including that the learning about product manager profile. So if I was to make product in an organization, so product manager's job is to deal with user experience, business and tech part, all three parts of developing a product. So I was reading a lot about that, and I was very confident that I can get opportunity of interview in that regarding that field. So my preparation strategy was clearly divided into these two things. When our interview process started, I was getting shortlist on first day, second day, but somehow I was not able to convert them into final, convert my shortlist. So there was something going wrong for first two days, and I was trying to understand what it was. And clear, but I was confident that there are certain companies which are gonna value my experience. On third day, there was first company I interviewed. It was Square Yards. Square Yards itself a startup, but it's not a, we can say, early startup. It's a mid growing startup which has already been in the field of real estate for last 7 years. So Vivek Agarwal, who is the CTO of the Square Yards, is our college alumni. And when I got shortlisted there, I understood what was the reason behind that. He was very much impressed by the initiative I took of doing my own startup. So our whole interview revolved around my experience at LifeBuddy, and what was my journey, what is my future prospects, what I want to do. And during that, he encouraged me. He said to me that he is very much convinced that he wants such kind of guys in his organizations, and he said that if after 2 years I want to pursue my own startup, he will be ready to support me. I was quite happy. I know that that was a perfect marriage for that company and me, and I ended up being a product manager in Square Yards, and that's my story here at NITI.